Welcome back to the Texas Truck Channel. We've got a fun one for you. We don't normally get these, and so when we get our chance to take these up the hill, boy, it's fun because we're not going to worry about this one a whole lot. But before we get into that, Brian, I want to mention 99-cent memberships. 99-cent membership will get you the behind the scenes and get you early access to some of these videos. And there's also maybe some outtakes that are sometimes kind of funny, at least to us. I don't know. Brian, what do we got?
We've got a special one today, Craig. This is the Polaris Xpedition. Not like the Ford E-Expedition, this is just the Xpedition on the back right here.
Oh, just an X.
Just an X, right. It's the 1000 Ultimate Adventure. So the Ultimate means it's not a 2-row, it's a single row. It's meant for 2 people. And that means that this thing is optimized not for Baja at speed like the Razor R might be, and not for utility like the Ranger or even the General. This is focused on just overlanding. And we have dipped our freaking ankles mud deep on overlanding. We're so into it, and so I've been eager to drive this thing for a while. Polaris was nice enough to send it out to us as intended with a rooftop tent. That's a lot of weight. It's 100 pounds up top, plus the roof rack, so let's call it 120 all in. Is that gonna make it feel unstable on the hill? I don't know. One thing I'm not worried about though is approaching, okay, because I'm pretty sure it is about 90. If you look at that, this wheel is in line with this D-ring mount right here on the overhead. I think you could climb a wall just about, maybe with a slight angle, so that's pretty cool. Off-road wise, we've got everything. We've got a winch, Craig. This is a Polaris branded winch. It's good for 4,500 pounds, synthetic line, so that it snaps, doesn't take your ankles off per se. That's good to see. We have the optional rigid light package, which includes a light bar up top, and this heavy duty bumper up front. A-arm protectors down below. So we have skid plates on the A-arms, and it's 4-wheel independent suspension. And more importantly, Craig, let's talk about what's bolted to that. And that's the Fox 2.0s. These things are awesome. External reservoirs on them. This is similar technology and really series is what you see on a Tacoma TRD Pro. So that's pretty cool. That's the big boy shock. It's the QSV, so you can adjust it to 3 settings, high, medium, and low on rebound and compression. That's pretty cool. And then wheel and tire package. These are 26-inch tires. They are the Pro Armors, and they've done well for us. There goes that camera.
Yeah.
Craig, why are you stopping on the hill? This is really
I'm on OnX, and I'm checking the little weather app. They built in OnX specific to my location. I was trying to check the sunset because I don't know if you know, I got a tent on this thing. I was going to set it up. So you know.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Good deal. Yeah.
Also, Brian, the other thing I was checking on OnX is this land private or public? And that's the biggest thing we have here in Texas that we need to make sure we're not trespassing without someone's permission. We can look up that landowner, we can reach out to them and try to get permission if we want. If you want to save on your subscription to OnX, check out the link below. Back to the show.
What they're good for is basically everything. They're a blended tire. Think of like a BFG Mud Train KM2 with more spacing in it. So they're not as loud as they could be, but they grip well in the mud, and more importantly, they're good for rock as well because they're not just paddles. So you don't have these gaps of grip between them. Coming down the line, we're gonna take the B camera and not worry about the B camera. Coming down the line, we have more protection, Craig. This is an optional piece as well, and it's a rock rail that starts at the fender liner all the way to the back fender liner. It's capped on each end, so if we drug the middle, I'm just not worried about it.
So if the breakover wasn't good, this would be really important on the 4-seater, but we're good here.
I don't know.
Double covered.
I don't think it's gonna be a problem here because we know it'll make the main line because of our approach angle is 100 million. So that's good to know. Coming up back, you've got a lot of wheel clearance, and it's still the outer edge of everything. It's just past the fender liner, and it's just past the outer edge. They've engineered this thing to snag the obstacle before the body does, hopefully. But if it does, it's replaceable plastics where it cracks or breaks. That's pretty cool to have that. Coming around the back, Craig, we do have full recovery points. This is gifted with a 2-inch receiver hitch. I love that. You're not dealing with an 1 3/4 like some of the ATVs have. I really wish Polaris would do that on everything they make. That's a good idea going forward. Even if it can't tow a house, you want it for recovery purposes like we have here. Exhaust-wise, this is a big exhaust system and the motor's all in the back. We cannot flip the bed up like you can in a Ranger to show you, but I'll tell you, it's the twin motor. It's the 999cc, 1000 cc is what they're calling it, 114 horsepower. Dual overhead cam Pro Star. This thing sings. And also, when you get on full throttle, the whole thing raises and lifts and feels like you're in a boat up on a plane because of part of that rooftop tent. It just goes up like this. The suspension has so much travel in it. It actually has helper springs. Come show the people real quick right there. You've got a helper spring on top of the regular coilover. That's some high-tech stuff. That's drift car stuff and Baja stuff. So very pleased with that. All that covered, it's $42,000. I don't know how else to put it. It's really expensive. So if you're just going up our hill, maybe that's not the thing for you, but if you want a dedicated overlander and you don't want to trick your truck out to be that dual purpose vehicle, keep your truck nice and quiet, this is a great dedicated tool. All I covered, let's check out the interior goodies.
And that's the thing. We can actually go up this pretty hard obstacle, as y'all know from other hill tests we've done. You can have your rooftop tent, you can have all your goodies, and there's not a lot of compromises here because maybe you just towed us here in your regular two-wheel drive truck, and now you're good to go, but you can still do all the stuff.
All right, let's hop on in, Craig. One of my complaints with this interior, and we didn't cover this on our full review of it, is the seats are adjustable front and back, but they're not adjustable in recline or angle at all. So now that I'm back, I feel like I'm kind of far from the wheel. That's okay, you do have a tilt wheel to get there. I'm gonna crank the thing up. I'm not gonna start it yet because I wanna show you guys what we have. So right here, you've got a cool intro from Polaris. This right here is Comfort, Standard, and Sport. That's just your throttle mapping, Craig. That has nothing else with all-wheel drive. It's just throttle mapping. If you're towing something in the yard and you want to be super delicate, Comfort's good for that. You don't want to tear things up. You can put it in turf mode. But we leave it here most of the time because it makes it super snappy.
Well, we find it works better with the CVT too. It just engages it better.
On the right side here, you have your winch control for going in and out. There's a remote controller in there as well. And this is the most important bit. You get this on almost every Polaris side-by-side. It's a one-wheel drive. Now, when we talk about one-wheel drive on trucks, Trey, that picture is what we're talking about.
That's what we mean.
That means the power goes to the wheel with the least resistance on the ground. So the one with the least traction gets all the power. Well, guess what? This is a rear diff lock all of a sudden, just like any Ford product or a lot of other vehicles out there. The beauty of this, we talk about Toyota and Jeep not letting us pick what we want and which mode we want. Craig, you can do this or this. Or four-wheel drive with the rear locked in reverse, neutral, low, high, or park. You can do whatever you want with it.
Good point.
One more thing I want to point out, Craig, is we have gauges here, and you get all kinds of telematics in here, which is pretty neat. It's full tack, you've got engine temp, elevation, and voltage. One thing I think is pretty cool, put it in reverse, that's your backup camera. And you also have a forward trail camera. That's pretty neat too. So we got some goodies. That's all I think we need to cover, Craig. How do you think you want to handle this?
Well, I think we need to try the least to the hardest, right? Like, so
high,
one-wheel drive,
one-wheel drive.
And so hopefully people understand what one-wheel drive means now.
Yeah, we'll show them, and we'll see. I don't know if it's going to make it. So we know for a fact that the Raptor stuff, the big boy stuff, 37s and 35s, can hop, bounce, and skip over this because they have no suspension travel versus grip in one-wheel drive. Let's see if this can do it.
We know we've got the travel, we know we've got the clearance, but will we have enough momentum and traction in that PVT? Will it be enough to get us up and over? Let's see. All right, let's show the people what we mean by one-wheel drive, and then you can give it more momentum. So we went first, we tried to go slow as possible, fast as necessary. Run, okay, hit it. Okay. All right, well, I think that, Brian, that was a really good example to show people what we mean by one-wheel drive.
Yeah.
One with the least amount of traction spins.
Right.
That's what that means. Now, I don't think we should give up just yet.
I agree. I think we should just go to diff lock. I want to show them what two-wheel drive means.
Okay, yeah. Before we give just the momentum, the full send, let's do two-wheel drive. Let's see how much that helps, still in high.
High, two-wheel drive, diff locked.
Okay, let's do it. All right, Brian, that's good. That's good. Stop there.
I'm trying to.
So that's a good example of rear locker does actually get you somewhere.
It does. It makes a huge difference, but you can still get hung up.
You still get hung up because you just need grip there.
Yeah.
You need help.
I need help.
So you're going to give it the reinforcements?
I'm going to go to all-wheel drive. I'm going to give it low. Hang on. Just because I want more throttle modulation. That doesn't give you more grip. I want it to be a smoother throttle application. So I'm going to comfort and four-wheel drive and low. That's all the beans.
All right.
Ready?
Yep. All right, Brian, that was fun, but a little boring.
Yeah, it just goes to show that when you get a tool for the job, it works really well.
So what we're going to do here is, and this is what y'all always tell us on your comments, well, you just need to get more momentum and it'll make it. We always try to show the traction control systems, the tires, the four-wheel drive systems. We're trying to show how those things work. So while we take them up slow, we're also trying not to damage these vehicles because they're not ours. This vehicle has the clearance. It can handle what we're trying to throw at it. So we're going to give it a little bit more momentum and see if we can bounce ourselves over that. If we get enough grip and momentum, we might be able to make it one more. Brian, that's what we mean by one-wheel drive with momentum. Again, yes, we know momentum gets just about anything up that hill.
If you have the ground clearance and approach angle and tire to do it. That's what we're talking about. Yes, your Camry can do it if you want to sacrifice the bumper.
Right.
No, you can't if you want to go home in it.
Right. So anyways, kind of shows you all the options. I hope that was helpful. Be sure to let us know your favorite mode. We know what ours is.
Yeah, how would you take your rig up this hill? What do you have and how would you do it? I'm also kind of curious, Craig, if we should put other people's vehicles up here.
Let's do it.
Let us know below.
See you next time.